And these guys are all from their first varsity crew that came 5th in the IRAs, which is the American University Championship. The big deal. They knocked Harvard out, and we're off early for this race. Syracuse, nice squeeze off. But this Leander crew is something special, Andrew.
Yeah, they should be waiting to see what they can do. Some of these guys have come back from different American universities to do this competition. Conditions here by the end, along the island, nice and flat and everything. But as they come out of the island, this is going to be tasty with the weather.
Darry de Graaf there from Leander, and his ever-faithful partner, Calvin Sarzi. Both boys at that St. Paul's 8, the magical 8 that won in 2018. That video, do you know how many views that video's got, Adrian?
How many?
250,000.
Crikey, from that St. Paul's 8.
The New Zealand 8 that won gold in the Tokyo Olympics used that 8 to say, this is how we want to row.
That's pretty special,
yeah,
isn't it?
Pretty special.
And here the crew's pretty level. There's quite a lot of experience in both boats. The Leander crew there, we can hear the Syracuse crew here, really composed, even as they transition into that. These guys will have eliminated some of the guys in the other crew a few weeks ago at the IRAs.
Yeah, this is stroke Arnaud Bouard from France, the stroke of the Syracuse crew. He's on the left of your picture. Went to Théâtre de Chardin School in France. And looking at the Syracuse there in the 3-man, the 22-year-old Ben Dukes from Morton Grove, Illinois. There he is, just behind the Frenchman. Behind him, Nicholas Cole, 24-year-old from Switzerland, would you believe? And at bow, it's Isaac Evans, the 21-year-old from Asheville, North Carolina. I love that shot, the two crews together. Do you know, I'm really surprised that Syracuse are level with Leander at this point in the race, Adrian.
Yeah, well, they've done a great job making sure they're on terms. Leander seemed to have kept the cadence a bit higher, trying to drive this, trying to maybe push out a bit further and get a bit of control of the race. Pretty tricky conditions they do it there. And maybe Leander just coping with that bounce a little bit better.
Yeah, I think, you know, credit to the Syracuse coach, Forrest Sears. He's done such a great job to put the Orange into the IRA finals. But look, this lad, Darry de Graaf, he's not very big. You take a look at the giant Calvin Tarzi behind him, but every boat he goes in, every seat race he has, one-on-one against another rower, Darry de Graaf will win. These guys, if they're not in the Paris Olympic team for Britain, they will be in the Los Angeles Olympic team, be sure of that.
Yeah, good. For considering this a unit that's never raced until today, or to, well, I get that wrong. On Wednesday they raced, but until this regatta they had never raced. Pretty cohesive. They only would have had a few weeks together.
Yeah, the Hambledon Valley at the back, obscured there by the mist and rain, and Temple Island receding into the distance. This is the halfway shot. We're seeing this camera from halfway. If you've just tuned into our transmission, this is a shot we get of the crews coming past halfway. You see a great race between Syracuse, who are really rowing above themselves. This Leander crew, I had put to be out in front at this time of race by more than the margin. They're only about half a length, or maybe a deck up. What a great race as we come past this camera.
And in rowing, when you get ahead, generally you have the advantage because you can see your opposition. But if you don't get very far ahead and the other crew stays close to you, actually the pressure does shift into the other crew, who feel, because you're being chased, if you don't really make a move away, you can start to feel the pressure of the other crew just nagging away at you. So Syracuse, if they can make sure they keep contact, this could be quite a good race.
Josh Bozeman Jones with his sunglasses on top of his hat, the former Oxford rower, and up in the bows, Matthias Holler, the 24-year-old, former Husky. Means he was at University of Washington, if you don't know, Junior World and European Championship medal. And this is a really fast crew, and I'll tell you what, into the Badlands here, which is Greg Searle's phrase that he coined to talk about the bit of the course where you're away from the spectators, there's no noise, and you're just left with you and your opponents and the umpires launch behind you.
Yeah, at the start you're close to the bank and you get a bit of a cheer. Out here really it's just you with the other team. And here as they come past Upper Thames going towards Leander Club, still just over half a length. Syracuse really are not letting go of this. I mean, de Graaf, like you were saying, he would have been beaten by these Syracuse guys in the IRAs, so he'll definitely be wanting to get one back on him, won't he?
You know, I've been wrong about so many races today, and I was wrong about this one. Syracuse are absolutely racing above themselves, but these four guys, this is their top crew from Syracuse, from their 1V, their first varsity 8 that rode fantastically to get into the IRA final. and they are really relentless. So that is absolutely magic. Pulling out to see the stewards' enclosure, the Henley Church, those Syracuse oars, Aid.
Yeah, they're really precise, and you can see there the bouncy water they're having to come into now, and their blade work just seems totally there we go, just clip a bit of water. They couldn't help that with the wave, but really precise in the blade work. Now with the pressure is on, isn't it? The legs are burning, both crews are pretty tired. The key thing is now is not to lose boat speed. As you get tired, you need to make sure the boat stays the same speed.
Well, they're still there, Syracuse. At the top of your picture, it's the 4 men from Leander. What a hell of a race this is turning out to be. Syracuse shouldn't be there against the crew of Leander's quality, but they've got the overlap, and they're still there.
Looks like Leander have just done a big effort there going past the Remnant Club just to try and get to clear water. If the Syracuse can respond and get back on terms, that could have been a costly push. But if they get away, that'll be the race done.
I can't see Syracuse getting back on Leander, but I have been wrong today about other events, so you never know. This is a super race. First race after tea.
And Syracuse are pretty close over onto Leander's lane. They're not being warned, I guess, because they're behind, but that's not going to help them.
No, it certainly isn't. They're correcting now, and they haven't had anything from the umpire, so they're now onto their side. It might give them a clear run if they can sprint through to the finish. Look across from the Syracuse bowman, Isaac Evans there, the North Carolinian, and
they need to do something now, don't they? They really can't wait for any longer. They need to really make a concerted effort now. Leander look like they're quite lively. Maybe the rate's a bit high and they're already going for home. Look there across from the 2-man. Bozeman Jones just checking across where Syracuse are.
I think Leander will want to step their game up tomorrow, you know, or maybe this Syracuse crew is really that quick, but Leander have got another 20 strokes to go. This is the progress board that they're passing. Syracuse still have the overlap. What a fantastic race this is. You're watching from the States.
Well, they're converging. This could be dangerous.
Leander, I think, have got enough of a lead as they come up to the finish line. Yes, they certainly have. The might of Leander Club beat Syracuse, but Syracuse had contact. It's a fantastic race. Look how tired the Leander crew are, Adrian.
Oh, what a fantastic race there. I think the pivotal moment was coming out of Remnant. Both crews had the signals to the boat speed, and Leander were brave to do a big push, get out another third of a length. And I think that was a decisive move, gave them the win on the race.